Monday. How the hell y'all doing?
Good, how you doing?
Man, they do it all the time, use this mic up like this here. You know, I was gonna stay in the house today because it was raining. But I said, fucking Jesus walked on water, I can do it too. And when I was walking on that water, when I came in here, I realized why the motherfucker had on sandals. Because the tip of my shoes are still wet. At least with the sandals on, you'll have a little drip to it. Yeah, but that's some crazy ass shit, so. What do y'all call a woman that want to be a man but she a snitch too? A bitch ass nigga. Now, that's some real shit. So I had to go to the doctor, man, lately. I just got my eyes done, had my cataracts done. Now I can finally see through the bullshit. It made me wonder, what if everybody was going with an eyeball in the crack of their ass? They'd be talking about some shit they seen last night. Now that's some real shit. So how many of y'all got children? Woo! So your kids, are your kids good in school? Because I had to go to the school the other day because my son was acting up in school. So when I get to the school, they direct me to his room so I can check him, I guess, right? So when I walk into the room, I hear the teacher saying, I want y'all to use the word fascinate in a sentence. So there's one young lady raised her hand, and the teacher said, go ahead. She said, when I went down south this summer on my school vacation, and my grandfather had a farm, and we were looking at the sheep, they were fascinating. She said, no, I want you to use the word fascinate. So another young lady raised her hand, and the teacher called on her. She said, well, I went to Vegas this year, and that was my first time being out of town, and I was fascinated. The teacher said, no, I want you to use the word fascinate. So if the little boy sitting in the back of the room, and he raised his hand, and the teacher called on him. So he said, my Aunt Curly got a sweater with 10 buttons on it, but her titties are so big she can only fascinate. That's a kind of tight one, but a slow one. But you know what? That must have been, y'all must have been one of them guys that got that slow cooker. That Tyrone was talking about, yeah, that's some real shit though. But I still like to do my little jokes. You know, I come up short a little bit. You know what? Just think, you know, next month, y'all, I'll be 70 years old.
Okay.
So that crack didn't fuck me up that bad. And actually, I think me smoking crack made me look a little bit better.
Okay.
But the only thing I hate about crack, because if I was over your house and if I was smoking, you would never have to vacuum your floor. Because I handpicked that motherfucker. Everything I see in white, I picked it up. Yeah. People love me over their house. They say, here come this crack smoking motherfucker again. And then, you know, the killing part of it is, when you smoking crack and you picking up white shit, the first thing you want to do is put it in the stem, and the guy next to you, no man, don't do it. And if you was a motherfucker like me that got high, you lit this shit up anyway. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of shit was talked up in my stem. But I was still trying to get high. I was the dummy that bought the dummy. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was out on the street and I knew she was kind of fucked up and I bought the shit anyway and the shit was drywall. But it looked in the dark, the shit looked like dope. You know what I'm saying? And I stayed high until I got sober. I've been sober 7 years. Woo! And so they told me, they said, you know, if you want to stay sober, you got to change your people, places, and things. And the first thing you want to do is get rid of your drug dealer's phone number. Man, I ain't talked to my daughter since. But I'm trying to get back with her, not to get no dope, because I want to see my grandkids. You know, because the whole man, they still selling dope. I guess that's the number one thing going on, you know. A dope for dope. And maybe that's why I came up short, huh? Because every time I wanted to smoke. But it's going to be all right. Well, do y'all know that there's a nerve in the human body that connects the eyeballs to the anus? Yeah, it's called an anal octave nerve. And it's responsible for giving the person the shitty outlook on life. You think I'm bullshit? Go pull a hair from your ass and see if it'll bring a tear to your eye. Now that's some real shit. So you know why I use the word shit all the time? S-H-I-T, simply how I think. Now that's some real shit. So that's my time, y'all. Give me a put on time. the common man in the land.
No, I think Chad got me, man. Y'all give it up for Little Daddy. Y'all give it up for Little Daddy.